The number of babies who are born prematurely in the U.S. dropped for the sixth consecutive year in 2012 to 11.5%. And while that's good news, it wasn't good enough for the March of Dimes to give the United States more than a C grade in their report card on the premature births. Dr. Edward McCabe is the Chief Medical Officer for the March of Dimes, and he joins us via Skype. Dr. McCabe, thank you so much for taking some time with us. We do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much, Debbie. I'm pleased to be here.
So I guess it is good news that the number of preterm births has gone down consecutively for these 6 years. However, my question is, since even though that has happened, why does the U.S. only get a C?
Because we've set up a grading scale back in 2011, and you'd have to get below 11.2% or below to get a B grade.
And so let's go back and just sort of talk about some of these things one by one. First of all, what is the risk? What's the sequelae, if you will, of a preterm birth, a premature birth?
There's an increased risk of infant mortality, babies dying in the first year of life. There are increased complications like cerebral palsy, learning disorders, lung problems. These problems can last the baby for their entire life.
I guess instead of asking you what we're doing wrong, let me ask it this way. As I understand it, 6 states in the U.S. did get A's. They include Vermont, Oregon, Alaska, Maine, New Hampshire, and California. So what did they do right in order to get the A grade?
Well, let me pick out California because I think it's an important lesson for the entire country, for the other states. California is one of the most diverse states in the country. And they were able to get a 9.6 and get an A grade. 9.6 is our goal for the entire country for 2020. California did this by a concerted effort, working with state health officials, with hospitals, with physicians. They're really making a strong effort. They set this as a priority. They've made the commitment, and it's making a difference for the babies in California.
It's important to talk about the risks that contribute to premature birth. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we know that there are certain risks that contribute to premature birth. Uninsured women, we track the percentage of uninsured women because having good maternity insurance helps to protect against preterm birth. We also are looking at smoking. Women who smoke have an increased risk of having a baby born premature. So we want to let women know that they're putting not only their own health, but their baby's health at risk by smoking, and we need to help them with smoking cessation efforts.
And Dr.
We
McCabe,
also...
No, go ahead, finish your thought, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the other thing that we point to in the report card is scheduled, that we don't want women or doctors to schedule elective, non-medically indicated inductions of labor or C-sections prior to 39 weeks.
Tell us the variations in premature births among ethnicities, excuse me.
Yes, and this is something that we added for the first time this year because the March of Dimes is concerned about health inequities. So we added a part of the report card to look at rates of preterm birth by race and ethnicity.
Very good. And as I understand, Hispanics and even African-American women tend to have more preterm births than other ethnicities or than the general population.
Yes, yes. For the country, African-American women were at 16.8% compared to 10.5% for white women. This is something that we need to highlight. We don't need to just throw up our arms and say there's nothing we can do about this. This is just the way it is. California was able to get the rate down for African-American women. So it's important that we recognize the difference, recognize that it is a health inequity, and then take measures to fix it.
Important indeed. Dr. Edward McCabe. Thank you, Dr. McCabe. Do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.